Hello, it's Raina with Lylo Crafts, and today is Happy Monday, and I'm doing just a brief series of 4 episodes. This is episode 2 about memory keeping and with the giveaway, and so I will talk about the giveaway as I go. But the whole idea is for us to just do a little memory keeping. I am working in a journal that I am putting specifically for lessons and things we love, basically things we've experienced since we moved to Tennessee, so I would not forget. So I wanted to start off with this page right here, and this is the side of my house, and this is one of our planters right there. In that planter, what we have been doing is having to mow that by hand, and because it's a pretty steep slope, and our little tractor mower would not go all the way up the hill, and also it's hard to get it to mow right to the edges. And so my husband had to buy our second mower, which was a push mower, to go along with our tractor mower and work on that every week. And it was a lot of manual work. And what I'm doing right here is just adding a little page ruffle that I sewed, and I am going to cut it just so they line up. So I did go ahead and prep a lot of these items in advance so we could just chit chat and you wouldn't have to see me creating this stuff, just gluing the stuff down. And so going back to my story, this place was where we were putting mulch. Now I'm going to journal all this on this little flip up right here. And what I did was I just took this scrap of paper, this is a 6x6 piece of paper, and I just put it on the back here, and to make it look prettier, dress up that back of that white paper, and I am going to use that. So I don't know about you guys, but we needed to mulch over here, and so we don't have a truck or anything, and so we were buying mulch by the bag. Okay, and we just have a little Honda HRV, which is like a mini little SUV, and we kept going back to the store and going back to the store, putting as much mulch in as we possibly could. I just could not believe, but 75 bags of mulch in I don't know how many trips it was taking us to do it. It was crazy how much mulch was needed. And because our cart is little and can't hold that much weight, we had to make so many different trips. And this is the mulch we were using, premium brown mulch. My husband loves that coloring. And it got to the place where when we decided to mulch this, we're like, you know what, we're gonna just need to get it delivered. And so we got that mulch delivered in a Lowe's truck. We bought it from Lowe's, and it was a whole pallet, right? A whole pallet of mulch. Man, that stuff was heavy to hoof around, and it barely covered that big planter. It barely covered it. And so in total, it took about 200 bags of mulch this year to mulch our yard. And that wasn't even everything. That was just the parts that we decided to mulch this year. Oh my gosh, can you believe it? So we were just kept laughing. One of the things that we have learned is whatever we anticipate that we might need for our yard, it always needs to be like doubled or even tripled. I mean, it just never ever seems to be enough no matter what we do. So I'm going to do another layout that I have. I've already cut the stuff out that shows, all the things that we needed more of. Now, what I am doing is just adding just a few little decorative elements on here. And I used to be a scrapbooker. And so I have so many of these like little 3-dimensional doodads, little embellishments, and I'm not doing anything with them. They're just sitting in bins by color. So I thought, perfect time. I'll just get these out and I will add them to my little journal right here. So there we go. There's our first page. Okay, so to be entered into the giveaway, you just have to answer the question. And today's question is, tell me something that you love about your yard. Okay, and if you don't have a yard, no big deal. Tell me something that you love about, your surrounding area or a park or something that is green space, near where you live. You do have to be a subscriber to my channel, and you need to comment on this video, give it a thumbs up. I'll put a link to the other video in the description below in case you missed it, and then don't forget to answer the question of the day. So right here, I am putting down, I've got leaves in the background and a little tab over here, and I've got a picture. This is part of my front yard with trees, and this is a picture of all the fallen leaves that littered and covered the entire front yard. Now, let me say this. We did not have a rake when we moved here. We did not have a rake, and we had no idea how many leaves would fall. And so we had to get a giant rake, and we had to get all these big trash bags to put all of our leaf debris in. To be honest, we were hoping that the leaves would blow away so we wouldn't have to rake them all, but that was not the case. And so we definitely had to rake up a ton of leaves. And so this represents the giant rake that we bought to rake up all of these leaves. Okay, so now all I have to do is create a spot for journaling, and I've done that. This is a piece of paper cut down from a 6x6 pad. This is one cupcake liner that I cut in half, and I just layered it up like that and trimmed the edges. And then this also from my Stasha sticker with lines for journaling. And then I can also journal on the back, which I lined this with some coffee dyed paper. And so all I'm going to do is just go ahead and glue this on in. And I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue on here. Okay, and decide where I want this. And I think I'm gonna keep the rake showing a bit and just put it on down like that. I love it. I love it. That's gonna be so fun to write this story on. So I hope that you have enjoyed this time hanging out and hearing about my little country girl adventures. And I so appreciate you spending time with me today. And I hope you have an amazing day. Bye-bye.